Our business truck is having some challenges with the ignition, and it has been for some time. And a friend said, hey, first thing before you go and do a whole, take it to the shop, why don't you try your keys? Look at these keys. These are pretty worn down. So that is just what I did. And I have called in the key experts, and here he is. Now I'm gonna give the camera to him and let him explain to you just why this should be your first step whenever you're having some challenges with getting your vehicle to start. Now I just want to say, it did always start, but you had to have patience because it could take anywhere from 10 to 50 little jingles until you got it to actually catch and start.
Hi, I'm Aaron with Anytime Unlock. I'm going to try to fix the keys on this 2012 GMC Sierra. See, over time, keys and cylinders actually wear. And if you can notice here, there are very lobed, worn edges on both sides of the key. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut a fresh key, and we're going to see if that solves the problem of these keys being very loose in the ignition and the car not wanting to start sometimes. So we're going to get started making a key, and hopefully that solves the problem.
Here's the frustrating challenge that we've been having. When you would put the key in the ignition, it would lock up. Sometimes it might start on the first try, but often it could be 20, 30, 40 times. So it's really frustrating just to get the engine to start.
So the first step is to take the customer's existing key, place it into our key machine here, and then we're going to measure the cuts on this so that we can duplicate the blade. I was going to say, now that I know you're filming everything, I might be a little nervous. I'm usually not a nervous person, but
I understand.
Something about
All right, Aaron just explained to me that because my key is so worn down, he may have to basically do like a hand cut. Yes, he's got the software, and yes, it's going to get us really close, but some of my little notches are down to nubbins. So this is where you want a real person with like a human, not AI, and definitely not those little kiosks that are inside of big box stores.
Yeah, when you have a newer and fresh key, the kiosk is not so bad. But when you have a car that's older than, say, 5 to 7 years and you get key wear, lots of key machines can't copy them properly because they're worn down below the spec level. And that's most likely what we're going to experience here. And so you need some human eyes and some brain power to look at it and figure the correct cut out. So checking the key with the key machine, I did not come up with a proper reading. So I did have to go back and sight read and play with it a little bit, but we figured it out. I now got the working information in my key machine, so we're going to go ahead and cut this key so that we can program. The first thing we want to do is we want to go over and we want to try it on the door cylinder. You always want to try a new key in the door cylinder first because you don't want to get a key stuck in the ignition. That's not a fun time. So we got the key, try it in the door, works super smooth, and then we'll try it in the ignition too. What's your problem? So if you remember, the customer's complaint was that the key would not turn smoothly in the ignition 100% of the time. And so now, as you can tell, with a fresh cut key, it moves forward every time. So now we're going to get our programmer hooked up and we're going to program this key to this vehicle. All right, so now we're going to be hooking up our programmer here. We're going to start by connecting to the vehicle's OBD port, which is right here.
All right, now as soon as this boots up, we're ready to program.
My programmer all hooked up. I've selected the year, make, model that I'm going to be working on in the programmer interface, and we're going to program this customer's key. It's going to take about 10 minutes. Now we've completed our programming procedure, so I'm going to disconnect my programmer from the vehicle, and now we're going to test the key. Sounds like it works to me.
Instantly.
Another happy customer.
Not only am I a spokesperson for Anytime Unlock Brenham, but I'm also a customer. So if you have any key needs, such as you're locked your keys in your car, you just need a spare, or for whatever reason you need a duplicate, or like this ignition issue, then you can call him directly, or we can collaborate and you can come here for a detail, and while you're in, just let us know what you need. And most keys we have in stock. If not, we can get them within a few days. So call us 979-900-0333 and we can take care of all your aesthetic needs as well as get you rolling.